welcome back to my channel. Jenna here with an experience for you. Oh my god, that is so cheesy. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing, today I am reviewing the Conspiracy palette and the Mini Controversy palette. In case you don't know about these were made by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. However, it was a collab with Dawson, and I waited in line for a whole hour, maybe even like an hour and a half, to get these and to get the whole collection, honestly. If you haven't checked out my first impressions or unboxing, I don't know which side is for the notes, but it'll be in here for you to check out. I opened up everything and tried it on, played with it a little bit, I think I did my eyeshadow in that video. I don't truly remember because that was so long ago. But today I am going to create this look. Isn't she pretty? I love it. This was not the look that I came up with or that I found on Instagram, but this is what it turned into, and I'm very pleased. So if you're interested in finding out what I think about the Jeffree Star and Dawson palette, keep on watching. Hello, this is probably a stark difference from how I started the video. I kind of wanted to, I always feel weird starting by having nothing on my face and then showing you the finished face, but here we are. Let's begin. So I'm gonna pull my hair up, and can we just appreciate my shirt? Here, I'll sit up a little more so you can see my shirt. Good ol' Rocket Raccoon. I love Rocket Raccoon. He's so funny to me. I really like him in the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game, I think. His dialogue is really funny in that game, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I have an example of what eyeshadow I kind of want to do, and I'll show it to you. I tried to find the Instagrammer who created this look, because I found this on Pinterest, but her account is gone, so I would love to credit this artist, but I sadly can't. I have to hold it like this so that the lighting, you can kind of see it, but it's red, it has some green, and that's kind of what we're going for the eyeshadow today. I'll say it at the very beginning of the video, this is the palette that we're playing with today, that I'm gonna review. Oh, I wish, here, let's do it like this. So this is the color story. I really wanted to delve into the red a little bit more, kind of get into this minty green. I don't know how I'm gonna create this look because I don't have the exact shades. Maybe I'll put the look over here, and then I want to use the black to kind of deepen it. So we shall see, because I've already used this palette a bit, and I'm gonna throw in the mini. I think I'll throw in the mini. I don't know. I might have to do a separate video on just this one. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll just get creative, but I already have applied my eyeshadow primer. I'm a little out of practice. I'm sorry. I know I already posted 2 videos, but this is the Milani eyeshadow primer. I love this eyeshadow primer. It is by far my favorite. And since I do not have contacts, I will need to make sure that I'm in focus, but I am going to use my Pig Mirror because I bought it and it's cute. So here we go. I'm just going to dip into Tannicon right away to set my primer. And I might skip some parts, so I'm sorry if you were expecting a tutorial, but that's not what I'm really here for. I really just want to show you how some of this stuff blends, and then I'll probably skip. So this eyeshadow look has a lot of red in the crease, so I'm going to start there by taking Flaming Hot, and we're just going to pop that in the crease and see how bright we can get it. And I think they did a cut crease. I've never done a cut crease ever, and I'm kind of petrified to even attempt it. So we shall see. I do my eyes first, because whether there's fallout or not, that's just kind of how I clean up my edges and make everything look the way I want it to look. So the last time I used this eyeshadow palette, I did a purple smoky eye. Shocking absolutely no one. I can't help it. I love purple smoky eyes so much. But I'm just gonna take this red and put it all up in my crease. I'm going to try and not do a smoky eye and really like cat eye it, but my hand has a mind of its own and it's probably gonna do it itself. Probably because of the way that I'm applying this, it's a little streaky, but that's okay. In the picture, it kind of just looks like a wash of color, not necessarily like a intense blown out situation, but she's also pale and I am not, so that was just effortless. Absolutely effortless. I would like to not do a cut crease, I'm thinking, because that can go from really pretty to, oh lord, she's messed it up. I think I'm going to go in with Diet Root Beer to clean up the edges mixed in with Tannicon. Just here. And then I'm going to rub some of that off and just go in with Tannicon here on my brow bone to blend the rest of this out. Okay, so that made it really pretty. Now I'm gonna go in, I think, with the darker shades. I think this is a halo eye. Crap, I do not look good with halo eyes. I'm scared. Truthfully, I am scared. We'll start, I guess, darker. Okay, so we're going into the black. And I think what I'm going to do is mix it in a little bit with What's the Tea to start. We'll do a tiny brush, but then it's going to take so long. Yeah. Because I don't want it to be dark, dark. I want it to be kind of minty. And we're just going to build that right here. Some black in here. And then right in here, this is definitely a halo eye, and I do not look good in halo eyes. Why didn't I think of that? And then we're gonna smoke it out just a little bit up here. I'm going to go in with that brush that had Flaming Hot on it. I'm just going to diffuse these edges. Kind of just want a base. This is probably not gonna look anything like the picture I showed you guys. Okay, this side was not what I wanted at all. But we're just gonna make it work. I started to finesse my eyeshadow and then I ended up pulling it out and making a smoky eye. So here we are. And this is what we're doing apparently. Black is just so hard to work with. This is a very nice black. It's not the black, it's me. So that is my own fault. I went a little too ham, and then before I knew it, the smoky eye happened. So I'm just gonna be really careful from here on. I really wanted this to be a lighter green, but before I fixate on that, there is a little bit of a dark green in the center of this. So I'm looking over at my iPad. Yeah, there's a little bit of dark green in the center, so I'm gonna go in with Illuminati on a fluffy brush, which I probably shouldn't do, but we'll see how this looks. And I kind of want it right here. Yeah, this brush is too big, so I need a smaller brush. I think I need to wet it too. And just layer on Illuminati. Normally I would hold the palette up while I do this, however, that palette is heavy. So I'm just packing on the green. Now that I have that packed on, I'm gonna go back in with What's the Tea before we get into the lid, like the center lid color. And just carefully pack this on, but blend it out so that it melds. Or I could just cover my whole lid with it and then use a little bit concealer in the center. Haha, genius. The less work I have to do, the better. So I'm sure you're wondering, Jenna, what makes this a halo eye? So a halo eye consists of having darker edges and a bright center. Now the reason why I don't like doing halo eyes is because I feel like they make my eyes look more bug-like and big, so I try to avoid them at all costs. There's going to be a lot of going back and forth, I think. I am getting fallouts on my cheek, just so you guys know. We'll talk about that more at the end. This is a really pretty light blue. I think it was described as a dirty money color. And I really like it actually. So here we have it. This is not the image that I showed you, but that's okay. We make things work for IR shape. We try to make things work for our eye shape, so she has a different set of eyes than I do, and that's okay. So she did a gold center lid, and I don't think there's a gold in either of these palettes. So this is my boyfriend's purse, and then Conspiracy is this shade right here. So I could do both. Brighten it up with my boyfriend's purse, maybe. Go back in. Oh, this is really pretty. Oh, pretty. I'm just gonna gently dab that. I feel like I lost, yet again, the color that I had down. It's all wrong. It's okay though. And then I'm gonna go in with Conspiracy. These are so soft. Right in the center of it. Ooh, this is pretty. Anybody else getting Christmas feelings from this? We're just mixing all the shimmers. This is what I have. And it was not what I planned, but I do like the way it looks. So I'm going to come back with a full face of makeup so that we're not sitting here listening to me chat, because that was the Get Ready With Me. If you haven't checked out that Get Ready With Me, definitely do. I talked through literally all of it and had to cut out some of it because it was an hours long. It was hours of footage that I just had to scrap because I talked so much. We have the base makeup mostly done. I didn't add highlighter because I don't do that until the very end. So now I'm gonna do my bottom lash line, and the picture used the same stuff on the top as they did the bottom. However, I really feel like I need to use the mini because there's nothing for the bottom. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do, we'll use some of this What's the Tea, I think, right about here. And make it a little cohesive but different. I don't know how this is gonna work when I add in the yellow, because I want to have a yellow inner corner. I would like to go in with Canceled, which is this pretty blue right here. And I'm just gonna deepen it, pack this on real good. Hopefully you can see me. Okay, I'm slouching, I'm sorry. Really pretty. I want more though. I want like, I need a smaller brush. Maybe I'll actually use this one because I want it right. Pack this bad boy on here. It does blend in with What's the Tea really well. We're just gonna blend those two together by going back and forth both of those brushes. Ooh, that's fun. Since I have like a mesh of color, there is a lighter blue, it's called Flat Earth. Oh my god, Flat Earth in this palette. I just dropped the brush. I was gonna egg. I'm gonna use Flat Earth mixed with Canceled and What's the Tea, and see what that does if I just apply it right in the center right here. I mean, it probably doesn't look different on camera, but I see like a slight difference because what we want is a gradient. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with a very tiny detail brush and underneath here go in with my right is here, just very gently, because yet again we're playing with a black color. And we don't want a lot of definition happening, we just want some. And then I'm just gonna go in with the brush that I last used the shade with in hopes that we can tie them together. Maybe. I might have to use like a clean brush to blend this black out. It's not blending, so I'm gonna go in with Diet Root Beer, which is a brown, and I'm just gonna run it along my eye bag to get these shades to kind of mesh together a little bit. This might work, this might not work, this might just make it look really muddy, but we're gonna try something. I might just have to keep building and building and building. So we shall see. Sometimes I wish that they made more brushes white so that I could clearly see the last color that I used on the brush. There's a really nice vanilla shade in this one, and it is Cry on My Couch. I like this one a lot more than Tanacon, which is not in the mini controversy palette. And I'm just going to run this along the edges, particularly the black edge, because I don't want to bring the red down here, but I do want to blend out the black a little more so the line isn't so harsh. This eye is definitely different than this eye, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I'm also going to take Cry on My Couch just in this inner corner to brighten it up for the yellow that we're gonna place in here. Now I'm gonna use the same brush that I used, and I'm going to go in Food Videos, which is a bright yellow. And I'm gonna load it on my fluffy brush. Oh yeah, I love this color. Tap off some of the excess, and I'm gonna start building it up right in my inner corner. Probably gonna cover this with some shimmer, but I want the yellow to kind of in there. I don't know if they're the same intensity, but I tried. I think you could literally just keep building and building and building and building until, wow, I like that. Here we are. Okay, so now we've gotten to the point where we're highlighting. I am going to quickly line my eyes though with that blue I was talking about because I want it to pop before we get into anything else. So this is the NYX Professional Makeup Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, whatever. It's an eyeliner. It's waterproof. And this is the shade Azur. I'm just gonna do this. Here we go. I really want this blue to pop out. And then I'm just going to run a brush over it. I don't know if that made a difference to you, but it made a difference to me. And then on the top line, we are going to do black liner. And this is typically how I use my rides here. So I'm just gonna take a creamy black liner and I'm going to line my lid with this creamy black liner. Up in here, I take a quick brush and I smoke out that liner. And then we set it with my right is here. Now the reason I do this is because usually when I pile on my mascara, it'll transfer onto my lid, and if I already have this black line down, you won't be able to see it. It'll still be there. Not saying it'll disappear, but it'll still be there. And then I'm gonna go over that line just a little bit, yet again in conspiracy, to bring it back a little, because we want that shine. Little baby wing. I don't do big wings anymore, for anybody wondering. Actually, I don't know if I've ever done giant, humongous wings. Maybe in high school, but my eyeshadow is always so smoky to begin with that I just don't see the point. Like if I did a smoky eye, or if I did a giant wing right now, you wouldn't be able to see it because of the black eyeshadow. So for me, it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I'm going to do my mascara, finish up any last finishing touches, and then I'll have a review for you. Before we get into the review, I just wanna do a quick zoom in so you can see my face, see my eyes, is mostly what we're looking at. It's a look. Let's talk about the face a little bit. Okay, the weirdest thing happened. While I was trying to do my inner corner, the yellow kept disappearing, so I had to go between my boyfriend's purse, food videos, and What Dream, which is a Jeffree Star highlighter, and eventually I just had to use my finger and just keep tapping, which it kind of turned a little green because of that, but whatever, it's fine. And then I used the ColourPop BFF Volumizing Mascara in Blue Ya Mind to kind of bring back some of that blue, which I don't know if it kind of worked, I can't see, but hopefully you can see if it did or didn't. For the lips, I am wearing the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in Are You Filming?, which is part of the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson collection. It launched in this little piggy thingy, and of course you can get the lipstick on its own, but yeah, this is the face. I'm in love with the eyes so much, and I originally was thinking maybe I should do a nude for the lip, and then I changed my mind and went with the red because I kind of wanted to go with the theme. So it's pretty. Let's start with the Conspiracy palette. Obviously these have already been talked about on YouTube. I'm just giving you my review on these palettes. Packaging I really like. It's absolutely gorgeous, but let's talk about the shadows, what's on the inside. I think I've used almost every shade in this eyeshadow palette. Here's the thing that I would like to talk about. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star did not put a really dark brown in here. There's this brown, which is Diet Root Beer. And here's the thing about this palette. You're either doing a very light and gentle glam or you're doing a smoky eye, because for me, there isn't a deep color in here. That's kind of my issue with the palette, is that for me, there isn't something that I can really deepen up my crease with without doing black and hoping that it doesn't get out of control, or just trying to build this up as much as possible, which you can. That is totally possible. However, you're either going to use crazy colors if you're my skin tone, or you're gonna do a dark smoky eye. I think the shadows perform great. The matte effect and my right is here, they're very powdery. Even today when I was doing my eyes with a few of the other shades, they're powdery, but the payoff is there. So you're gonna get a lot of shadows, or you're gonna get a lot of fallout or powder in the pan. I feel like I'm using the wrong terminology. You'll get a lot of dust in the pan, however, it does translate onto your eyes, so it's kind of worth it. It doesn't bother me anyways because I do my eyeshadow before my face, so that's just something to know, is to do your eyeshadow before you do your face. And then when I kind of started to work this black color, my right is here, into my lower lash line, I did notice that I was getting more fallout onto my cheeks, so if you want to bake underneath there, you can. I don't bake because it dries out my under eyes. The shimmers are gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. The only two shades that I kind of stay away from are Ranch and Diet Cola, just because they're very bright and made for somebody who is Caucasian. I mean, I don't know if they were made for somebody Caucasian. I think this eyeshadow palette in general was made for Shane Dawson and the things that he likes and all of that nature, and he did try to make it user-friendly and available for anyone to use at any time, which I think he did do, but these two shades I don't use very often. But yeah, I do like the eyeshadow palette. I think it performs great, and I have been using it since I bought it in some way or another. On to the next thing. So this is the Mini Controversy palette. I did not use this one very much in today's video because here's the issue that I have with this palette. First of all, I love the color story. I think I'm gonna have it focused so that you can actually see the colors. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Hopefully you can see this. The thing that I like about this eyeshadow palette is that Cry on My Couch is not in the Conspiracy palette. This shade is perfect for setting my eye primer. Usually I mix it in with Diet Root Beer just to make it a little deeper, but I do like the color story of this one. However, I use this one more because it has this shade. And then I do like these other colors. However, I find that, I mean, I do crazy looks like this, so I find that if I'm using this palette, I'm usually using it with another palette, which if you bought this palette and you bought this palette, you're set, to be honest. But I couldn't just buy this and feel like I could do a full look with it because I don't think I could. Initially, when I bought this collection, I did just buy it for the purples, this shade and this shade. I was not gonna buy the mini because I had looked at these blues and I had looked at this top row and I thought, well, I have those shades, but they put the dang purple in this palette, so I had to buy it. And they took out the green shade, which they're going to replace. If you haven't followed the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star documentary on YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm hoping because you've watched the documentary that you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, they took the green shade out of this palette, and yes, I am going to buy the mini again just for that green because it is so beautiful. Green and purples, my two favorite colors. Overall, I do like both of these palettes. I like the packaging also on the Mini Controversy because, I mean, come on. Ooh. Simply Nailogical. Christine is shook. This is so pretty. I love just how aesthetically pleasing it is. And then not to mention both of these kind of have like kooky packaging with the trunk and whatnot. This does not feel that expensive, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's an eyeshadow palette, but this does feel very expensive. I wouldn't travel with this. I would travel with this, but I wouldn't travel with this just because, I mean, it's clunky. I'm just not gonna do it. But I have traveled with this a few times just because it has this shade. But today I was able to do a full eyeshadow look because I was going so dramatic. However, on a day-to-day, because it doesn't have a deep brown for me to use, I don't reach for these palettes as often as I could. So that's kind of a letdown for me. However, I can find other ways to use it, and I have an addiction to makeup, so I have tons of palettes that I can play with all at once. I'm not in any way saying grab your wallet and buy these right now. First of all, they're probably sold out, so you can't buy them. But if you like Shane Dawson and you like Jeffree Star and you follow the documentary, buy these. I literally was in checkout for an hour to buy these, so they mean a lot to me, and I thoroughly enjoy Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and that documentary. I watched both, and oh my god. I watched the documentary at least 2 to 3 times. To me, it's a part of my collection, something for me to keep and remember that time period, or Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Yeah, that's my review. I think the palettes perform great. This was my first Jeffree Star palette, so I am not biased in any type of way. Jeffree did not send this to me. He probably has no idea who I even am, but that is my honest review about the Conspiracy palette and the Mini Controversy palette. So yet again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that any of the tips and tricks while I was working with the eyeshadow have helped you if you have this palette. If you are interested in buying the eyeshadow palette and you're of a darker complexion, I mean, obviously I'm not that dark, I'm tan, but if you are in the medium skin category, I was a little bit worried that some of the shades wouldn't show up on me. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell if you want notifications of when I post. Otherwise, don't ring the bell. I mean, I don't care. I probably should care, but I'm not getting paid to do this. It's just a hobby. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!